if I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him.
Maybe someone's reacted to that news, I don't know, or maybe it just fell through. Yeah. But it sounds to me that the move to fight Jake Paul has just maybe derailed the other fight. But I don't blame Canelo Alvarez, because financially, the bigger fight is Canelo-Jake Paul. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because in that fight, you got two big stars. Yeah. In the other fight, you got two great fighters and one big.
Terence Crawford has unleashed his frustration on Canelo Alvarez after reports emerged that their highly anticipated fight has been cancelled. The two boxing champions were deep in negotiations, Ring magazine initially confirming that a deal had been finalized for a blockbuster showdown in Nevada this fall. However, in a shocking twist, the same publication now claims that the agreement has fallen apart due to both camps failing to reach a satisfactory compromise on the fight terms. Ring magazine Asterisk took to social media to break the news, tweeting that the planned bout between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is officially off. The unexpected development has sparked widespread backlash, with YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul being dragged into the controversy. Prominent boxing commentator Peep Games tweeted on X, stating, "It's official. Sol Canelo Alvarez ducked the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, Terence Bud Crawford."
And Terence Crawford, who should be a big star, but the reality is isn't. He's just an unbelievable fighter. So, listen, everything can change overnight, as you saw.
Yeah,
absolutely. So don't rule out Canelo Crawford, but as I'm hearing, Canelo Jake Paul is done. And I get it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Mad old game. Eddie, always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate the time.
Listen,
Canelo is now the undisputed biggest coward in boxing history, the biggest duck of all time. Many fans share this sentiment, believing that Canelo's rumored interest in a tune-up fight against social media sensation Jake Paul may have played a major role in the collapse of negotiations with Crawford. Adding to the controversy, Turkey Alec, the financial powerhouse behind efforts to secure the Canelo-Crawford fight, has been vocal about his strong disapproval of Jake Paul's growing presence in boxing. As the mastermind behind the high-profile Riyadh season matchups, Alec has consistently expressed his belief that YouTubers stepping into the ring are undermining the integrity of the sport.
Are you, David, that you will fight the winner of Better Be a Bibble?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. To be honest, the only thing that I'm thinking about is that if Bivol wins this fight, like what they would have to do a rubber match. You know what I mean? And like I'm just like thinking, who am I to say that they can't fight another fight because they've fought two great fights. So that's basically the only thing I'm thinking of right now. But I would, if that's something like that would happen, I think I wouldn't fight until they get that done with, and then I would move into that fight after they have a trilogy. So that's really the only thing I'm thinking right now.
That would be a long break for you. Like, let's say conceivably they fight again October.
Speculation continues to swirl around Canelo Alvarez's willingness to entertain a potential fight with Jake Paul, with some believing it has played a role in derailing negotiations for a more meaningful super middleweight bout.
I'm gonna rest and talk with my team, and like I say, everybody asking for everything, but and I always did. I always fight with everybody. You asking, so but right now I'm in the position I can ask him to. So I'm in the position I can ask him to, and I can do whatever I want, and we'll see what happens.
Many fans had hoped Canelo would take on IBF title holder William Skull in a bid to reclaim undisputed status in the division. Such a showdown would have been a high-stakes clash between two elite fighters vying for all four belts, a stark contrast to the spectacle of someone whose last victory came against a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. A recent tweet from Canelo Lesnar on X suggested that while the exact reason for the collapse of the Canelo versus Terence Crawford fight remains unclear, insiders speculate that a simple exchange may have triggered the fallout.
Official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford against Matvedorf, people are going to say, "Oh, he had some hiccups." Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Matrimov was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. But when when you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right.
Bud's harsh words for Teofimo Lopez allegedly prompted Canelo to demand that Crawford face Lopez before stepping into the ring with him. Meanwhile, Crawford, who has nothing in common with the former Disney child actor, added another dominant victory to his record by defeating Israel Madrimov. The internet has been ablaze with rumors of a Canelo versus Paul showdown. However, there is no concrete evidence to suggest that negotiations for such a fight have ever taken place. Major boxing news outlets have largely ignored the speculation, but the situation shifted when the Crawford fight was moved from T-Mobile Arena to Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders. In today's unpredictable boxing landscape, nothing can be ruled out entirely. Yet, the idea of a four-division champion holding the WBO, WBA, and WBC titles stepping into the ring with Paul at this stage of his career seems highly improbable. What does Canelo truly stand to gain from such a fight? Would it even draw a significant crowd in Las Vegas, a city that prides itself on hosting boxing at the highest level? The likelihood is slim. Still, in the digital era, even the slightest indication of a fight can send ripples through the sport, often to the detriment of all parties involved. The boxing community's frustration reached a boiling point after rumors of the Canelo versus Crawford fight being cancelled gained traction. Fans, eager to see two of the sport's biggest stars collide, reacted with disappointment and anger. One fan voiced their frustration over how these high-profile fights are often mishandled. Boxing is a joke sometimes, announcing fights without paperwork signed. This sentiment is widely shared among boxing enthusiasts who have grown tired of false promises and premature fight announcements. Another fan lamented the emotional rollercoaster, saying, "They got us all hyped up just to break our hearts into pieces." The disappointment is understandable, given the rarity of undisputed champions from different weight classes meeting in the ring. What once seemed like a historic event in the making quickly turned into another letdown. Discussions among fans also highlighted the overwhelming support for Crawford in hypothetical matchups. One fan remarked, "The support for Crawford to win is overwhelming." After cementing his status as the best pound-for-pound fighter with dominant victories, many believe he could have posed a serious challenge to Canelo. However, speculation arose that contractual complications may have played a role in the fight's collapse. One particularly intriguing theory suggests that Canelo backed out after reading the fine print, which allegedly required the winner to face David Benavidez. As one fan speculated, rumor has it Canelo saw the fine print and saw that the winner had to fight Benavidez. The undefeated Benavidez, known for his relentless pressure and aggressive fighting style, is a dangerous opponent for anyone. If a mandatory fight with Benavidez was indeed part of the deal, it could have added a layer of complexity to negotiations. Not everyone viewed the cancellation as a negative outcome. Some fans believe that it may have been a blessing in disguise for Crawford. One fan stated, "Crawford dodged a bullet with that Canelo fight cancellation. Jude can't cut to 168, and taking that cash grab would have just tarnished his legacy." While Crawford is undeniably one of the most talented fighters of his generation, moving up to 168 pounds to face an elite super middleweight like Canelo would have been a monumental challenge. Many believe that staying within his natural weight class is the best way to preserve his legacy. This latest development is a significant disappointment for boxing fans who had been eagerly awaiting confirmation of the fight. At one point, it seemed that anticipation would finally turn into reality. Reports had hinted that negotiations between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford were progressing well. However, it now appears that the historic clash between these two pound-for-pound legends may never happen. While the exact reasons for the fight's cancellation remain uncertain, one of the major points of contention has been the weight disparity. many experts and former champions expressed concerns over Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Alvarez. Meanwhile, David Benavidez has entered the conversation. In a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, Benavidez, who secured a victory in a title eliminator against David Morrell, shared his preference for fighting Dimitri Bivol. Benavidez believes that if Bivol, who famously defeated Canelo 2 years ago, wins another title, it would significantly elevate his status in the division. For now, fans are left with more questions than answers. Will Canelo ever agree to face Benavidez? Is there any chance of revisiting negotiations with Crawford? And most importantly, will boxing ever put an end to the cycle of premature announcements that leave fans disappointed? Only time will tell.